Hi everybody, this is part 2 of the salt harvesting video. We went to the ocean here on the Oregon coast, and I got a container this size, which is the half-gallon size, full of water, ocean water, and we decided to see how much salt we could get from that by letting the salt evaporate. I had two dishes this size, which is the 13 by 11, excuse me, two 13 by 11s and one 13 by 9 inch dish. We had these outside in the sun, and when they both, or all three of them, started to get more evaporation, we poured the other two into this dish, and this is what we ended up with. You can see, unfortunately, that there are some foreign bodies in here. Some of this is due to ocean water just not being pure. Some of it is due to the fact that this is a working farm and somebody came by with a blower and it went everywhere. So I'm just going to scrape this off, and then we're going to go ahead and measure it and see what's left. But can you see these big, huge blocks of salt? I mean, isn't that just cool? This is one reason you evaporate in the sun, and one reason why you leave everything alone and don't scrape as you're going along. If you scrape as you're going along, you're going to get a lot of the smaller stuff, which is called fleur de sal, which is salt flour is what it means, but it's really salt that's just so tiny, it's just flour-like. I didn't have a good wood spoon or anything with a good point to scrape this off, so I just made one real quick. Alright. Oh, this is a cool little knife, by the way. Little Kydex sheath. Handmade knife. This goes right in there. It's a neck knife. Love this little thing. So convenient and sharp as hell. Anyway, I digress. So let's take a look to see how this salt comes up and how much we get for almost no effort. You can see how easy it comes up, and the sizes, the pieces do stay pretty big. Oh, if we stay in the pan, it'd be even better. You can see some of this has a little grayness at the bottom of it, and that is traditional from ocean areas, and depending on what kind of salt, not what kind of salt, but the type of water that you have in that area. I'm not sure about the scientific details behind it, but some areas do produce a lot whiter salt, and some produce a grayer salt. Even though this is really dry, it still kind of has an oily feel to it. Sea salt always does that, and I'm not sure why. That's something I should probably check into. Anyway, let me scrape it up, and then let's come back and we'll see how much it weighs. It's surprisingly a large amount of salt coming from this small of size of container. I really had no idea it was going to be that much. So let's see. I'm going to put this on the scale, and it's tared its weight out. But let's see, for fun, 7.8 ounces. But let's go ahead and... This is a full cup. Fiesta ware full cup terrain. That's my rooster in the background. we put 2 smaller flocks, his flock of 6 birds, and then another flock of 6 juvenile, well, pullets, but they just started laying eggs together, and now he just thinks he's the boss of the applesauce, because I have 1 rooster for 12 girls. And it works out pretty well. Alright, clean enough. And let's see. 2 ounces of salt. Let's have you guys take a look at that. 2 ounces of salt. But that 2 ounces is about half this cup in volume, 2 ounces in weight. So again, that's just how much it is. Pretty significant amount. Fun little project to do with kids. It's also just something you should know for the future. If salt mining stops or salt harvesting from the ocean stops, you know how to get salt out of water. Any salt water area will do this. Frankly, my well system, because we have a softener on it, if I get enough water together, I can get salt and other minerals out of it. So anyway, there you go. Now you know how to collect salt in case you ever need it, or just because it looks cool. Doesn't it look cool? Alright, later.